It's about the time to talk it out.
Let's talk.
It's time to talk it out. It's time to talk it out.
Let's talk.
You know it's time to talk it out.
Hey, what's happening? What's going on? You know what it is. It's your boy, Chill. That's right. And you are now tuned in to another exciting episode of Talk It Out, where you never know what we're going to say. You never know what we're going to do. You never know what's going to happen on Talk It Out. Now, of course, I can't go much further without introducing my co-host once again, DJ Despair, all the way out there from Winnipeg, Canada, and Hugh and DBoss, the lovely DBoss, all the way out there from Toronto, Canada, our headquarters. Hey guys, what's going on?
Hey.
Salute.
Hey.
Happy Friday.
Chill, it's pronounced huge.
I'll say it, Hugh. Right, give it to him, Despair.
It's too early.
It's
that earlier.
Well, guys, I feel that I'm lucky because this is the second day in a row I'm having very special guests on this show. The guy today that we have on the show is a very, very special, I call him my brother and friend of mine. He's been in the game for quite a while. He does a lot. And he's been helping me along this road of the radio season as well. Host of his show on Sirius XM on Shade 45 and a host of other things. I'm going to let him tell you about it. I'm not going to do all this. I would like to introduce to the world, man, DJ Inphamus Amadeuz.
Boom. What's up, y'all?
What's up, bro? Man,
Great setup.
Man, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. It's real good to finally have you on the show, man. It's my honor.
I appreciate it. I've been trying to just keep it pushing and keep it clicking and adjusting to the new world we live in.
Yes, sir. So let me introduce you to DJ Despair, my co-host out there in Winnipeg, Canada.
Salute.
Hey, what's up? Peace.
And of course, the lovely queen herself at headquarters out there in Toronto, DBoss, and our technical guy / crazy man, Huge.
And Chill, next time you introduce it, make sure you say it right. You heard?
Right.
Make sure you get it correct.
People don't play about their names, boy.
Nah,
Starting up already.
In that context, like you gotta say it correctly.
Right. Man, hey, Inphamus. So, if you would, please tell the millions of viewers out there in the Caribbean and over in Canada and some parts of the U.S. about yourself if they don't already know, where you're from, all that good stuff.
Of course. Well, my name is Inphamus Amadeuz. I'm a radio personality and DJ on Sirius XM Shade 45. I'm on every single Thursday, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. I also produce a show called The Lord Sears Special. We're on every single day, Monday through Friday, between 12 to 4. Sirius XM is a national radio platform, so obviously, unlike terrestrial radio or like certain FM stations, the signal on Sirius XM doesn't cut off. So you're able to get it in Canada, you're able to get it all across the United States and certain parts of the Caribbean. And then previously before that, I was a film director. I've directed over 140 videos for the likes of Ice-T, Fetty Wap, Jadakiss, just a array of other people. Some people have seen me on National Geographic, Underworld Inc., where I was selling jungle juice, as you call it, across the world. Here we call it nutcrackers. And then right now I'm currently promoting my new album, Any Day Now, the sequel. It just dropped yesterday. So I've been blessed to do things like MTV and even, this type of platform. It's just amazing to be received the way I intended it to be received.
Oh, man. This man has a resume a mile long. And needless to say, he's being quite humble right now, as he always is.
Oh, man, his name rings bells with all the artists, man. Like, every single time I get a record, it's just like, yo, DJ Inphamus, like, seriously, like, it's been an honor to even work with you lately with Chill and all that, because you've carried a lot of weight in this game with the mixtapes and and now crossing over into albums.
Yeah.
A lot of people, like, don't understand the whole concept of DJs going from those routes, from just putting out free mixtapes and now putting out albums.
Yeah. I mean, the game has changed, so you have to adjust with it in a sense where, before we didn't have social media, we didn't have streaming, so you had to kind of do it like physical, you know what I'm saying? But now with the streaming game, you can get the people that you actually can't touch per se. So, it's now, and 50 Cent is the person to credit for this because he's the one that turned a mixtape into an album by creating full songs instead of freestyles on records, and we all kind of follow that format and just developed it. You know what I'm saying? As we go along, it's been a blessing just to even be relevant and to even matter in 2020, especially with the type of music that I go with.
Yeah. So DJ Inphamus, being in the game for so long and seeing all the things that you've seen and all the different artists and things that you deal with. What would you say is needed nowadays, per se, in this industry on a global scale, not just here in the U.S., but, we're talking to the people out there in the Caribbean and Canada. So what would you say is needed, in your opinion, out here?
I think on a hip hop level, it's a sense of knowing your artist without ever meeting your artist. And I think that's the problem. I think in hip hop specifically, because I don't think other genres suffer from that, like R&B or like reggae or Latin music or Afro beats. They tend to express everything in life as a song. So, for example, if they're having relationship issues, they write a song about it. If they have problems with their children or in their community, they write about it. In hip hop, it's almost like they're just expressing one emotion. And this is the reason why we don't have the quote-unquote megastars anymore, the Biggies, the Tupacs. We have guys that come and go because you just don't know your artist, and their music only displays one emotion. So what about the 9-to-5 people who may not be turning up in the club? What about someone who can't relate to drinking and hanging out? They have real-life issues. Artists are just not expressing it correctly right now. And I think that's just the main problem with music on the hip-hop scale.
Very, very nice. DBoss, Hugh?
Well, I'd like to know more about this jungle juice.
That's it. All right. So basically, I invented a drink called the Nutcracker, and basically what a Nutcracker is, it's several liquors mixed into like a 10-ounce bottle, and then basically instead of you going to the liquor store and purchasing a Hennessy or purchasing your rum for $30-$40, you would go buy this Nutcracker for $10, and it basically just gets you like, nice, like you feel great. You're ready to have a great day. You're ready to just party. You're ready to just have a good time. It's good. It's a sweet drink. So during my time as a film director, I used to bring the Nutcrackers to video sets. So I went from serving local blocks to serving people like Rick Ross, to serving Wale, to serving celebrities, and National Geographic caught wind of this. So they flew in and they did an episode from the show called Underworld Inc. It's called Moonshine Mayhem, where they basically profile moonshine in the South and how it's made, and then how nutcrackers are made and sold in New York and the relation between the two. And interesting enough, the Nutcracker is what got me to SiriusXM, because the person that I work for now, SiriusXM, saw me on National Geographic. And then that's how I got to SiriusXM. I originally went as a guest, then I got hired to film, and then now I'm a DJ, and then the rest is history pretty much.
Wow, that's cool. So do you actually manufacture this stuff? Because it sounds kind of like what I used to do when I was a teenager. I'd go to my parents' liquor cabinet, take a little bit of gin, a little bit of wine, a little bit of everything, and just mix it up.
You still do that?
Yeah. It's similar. It's similar to that. It involves more like vodka, rum, like a flavored rum, maybe like a coconut rum, and then I don't know if you're familiar with schnapps is. Schnapps is like a mixer. So like schnapps, and then you can adjust based on whatever flavor you're trying to achieve. So for example, if you're doing a watermelon flavor, you use like a watermelon vodka. You would use rum, and then you would use like watermelon type of juice, and put it all together, and then you basically freeze it if you wanted to, and then you could either enjoy it yourself or or otherwise. But the thing about it, like just on a hustler level, you could create like a batch for like $30 and make like 400. So
Whoa.
this is how it kind of spread quick because see, Nutcrackers was only in New York, but when people started seeing on National Geographic, it went global. Because there were a bunch of people that were inspired by it. Like, wow, my financial situation may not be the best right now. So I could create my own version of this and put it out there, you know what I'm saying? And that's just kind of how it exploded. But yeah, it's similar to what you say, how you just mix it together.
Wow.
Well, I want to add the infamous. Where do you come from? And also, what more can we expect from you that you haven't done? What do you want to do more of?
Yeah, well, of course, I'm from the Bronx, New York, born and raised. I mean, right now I'm promoting my album Any Day Now, the sequel. And then, moving forward, I plan to fully launch my own record label, Get At 'Em Records. So I'll be putting out a bunch of artists under my imprint. And I guess, you can just look for me to continue to keep the culture alive. A lot of people say they push the culture, but I try my best to really push the culture by, promoting and helping unsigned artists get to platforms they haven't attained yet, but also doing it in a way where the same thing that I'm telling you guys, I'm also practicing myself. So when I'm telling people you need more content, I'm taking the steps forward and doing it myself as well. Leading by example is the most important thing that we can do as people that, other guys look up to.
So tell them a little bit about what you're doing now, like your ventures with Boom Bap Nation, things of that nature. Let's get into the world of Infamous.
Yeah, so I work with a company called Boom Bap Nation. We have 2 million people on Facebook. We reach 21 million people a week on Facebook alone. That's not included Instagram. We also have a Roku channel which has over 100,000, and we're available in every international airport in the country. So every international airport in the United States, Boom Bap Nation is available. And what I do every single week is I bring one celebrity rap artist from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s onto Facebook Live. So it gives a chance for, like, let's say, for example, if you liked, let's say you like Skip Marley, for example, right? If you like Skip Marley, I bring him to Facebook, and then we do a Q&A session. We go over the catalog and things of that nature. And I've been blessed to have everyone from Naughty by Nature to 112 to, just all the great legendary artists. And it gives the person, like the 9-to-5 consumer, just a fan of the culture, a chance to see the people and interact with the people that they grew up watching and idolizing. And then they also can interact. So they can jump on the interview, kind of like how we're doing, and ask a question themselves. So, it's something that we started in the pandemic just as, a way to get our content. And it just kind of exploded into this thing. So I'm just very grateful to be a part of it and be able to provide that for the people.
Yeah. Now tell us a little bit about the live, your radio platform that you created, the Live 89.
Yeah, so Live 89 FM is a radio platform that I created. It's essentially a cross between the TuneIn app, I don't know if you're familiar with TuneIn app, and SiriusXM. So we kind of operate as one network, and we swing guests through, and I also broadcast FM shows around the country on the one platform that I have. So it gives, maybe like a college radio station who may only go like 5-mile radius. It expands their radius and give them access to the listeners at SiriusXM and beyond. So the Live 89, again, that was just something that I just kind of did, to stay busy, and it's kind of just taking a life of its own. And I'm glad that the people appreciate the content that we provide over there at Live 89.
Nice, nice. You know, now just to let everyone out there know, yes, this is my business partner, and yes, he is what he say he is, plus more. Now, upon saying that, DJ Despair, I know you sitting up there and you ready to ask this man a few questions, being the crazy DJ that you are from DJ to DJ. Holla at him.
I'm just need to get that record from you. I need that album.
Got you.
I appreciate what you've been doing for the game, because a lot of us now are trying to change in those transitions where as soon as COVID hit, we have been trying to put platforms out there for different artists and different people. And I appreciate you for what you've been doing with it, because on a major scale, it's giving them an opportunity to be seen and heard, because there's not that much they can do right now without performing. Right. So it's a big industry step right now where a lot of people should start to understand. You don't have to do it. You don't have to go out there and talk to an artist and ask them what's going on with them and all stuff, you know, like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate the fact that you do that. And I appreciate the fact that a lot of people have been migrating to you a lot. Like I watch your Instagram, I watch your stuff, and since we've been working together and stuff with Chill, I've seen the progression from the station and everything, and I salute you for that. And like now, where do you see yourself in the future from now with this?
Well, I mean, definitely, I think right now my goal is to expand more terrestrial radio, because we kind of have Sirius XM in you know what it is. So potentially getting some other markets, and you know, just to kind of piggyback over what you're saying, I know I don't have to do it, but I feel like I have to do it, because if you look at some of our legendary artists, the media acts like they don't exist.
Yes.
And in urban culture, we're the only ones that act like this, because Ozzy Osbourne could drop an album tomorrow and they all going crazy on it. Or anyone you can name. They could put out an Amy Winehouse unreleased album and they're gonna go crazy in the UK. But in hip hop, we act like, you know, in urban culture, we act like our legends are too old. Like they're not working, they're not creating music anymore. This goes for R&B too. A lot of R&B artists from the 80s and 90s are still dropping records. Keith Sweat just dropped the album. You didn't hear about it.
Oh man, I was just excited the other day when Shaka Khan dropped an album last year, and then
next is about to drop an album with Naughty by
Yep.
Nature. You don't hear about it, right? So they just literally act like they don't exist. So we're using our platform to let people know that they do exist, and it's been working. So a lot of the guys that we've been working with, for example, this is guy Nature from The Firm. I did the first interview with him. Now he's on Drink
Yep.
Champs. Now he went on The Breakfast Club. Busy Bone, our interview went viral. He charted number 4 on Billboard after our interview. So it's working, you know.
When Smooth B came back, like that was a big comeback. That was a huge comeback.
So it is working, and I think we're going to continue. Our goal is to keep the culture alive, and by any means necessary, that's how we're going to do it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's get into your album here. Let's get into your record. You know, what inspired the record? What got you going here and made you say, you know what? I think it's time for him to get a piece of Amadeuz.
Yeah, I think the quarantine, I didn't really have time to write music. So the quarantine definitely, you know, gave me some time. It sat me down a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And this album, it's my most personal album. It covers a lot of topics from, you know, family issues to my upbringing, to problems that I've had with my children, to systematic racism, to like scams that are going on in hip hop. And then of course I do have splashes of feel good music and, you know, the aggressive 90s style hip hop that they know me for. But I just made it my business to make it more personal. Again, it's taking my own advice. When I'm recording, I'm taking my own advice. The same thing that I tell artists I'm going to do myself. So I think it's a great body of work, and I hope the people continue to enjoy it as we continue to promote it.
So where can we find the single, the name of the single, you know, all of that good stuff?
Yeah, so the single right now is called Forever Infamous. It's available on all digital retail platforms, Spotify. We got vinyl coming. We got cassettes coming. You can, of course, follow Boom Bap Nation. My video I just dropped, Forever Infamous, is on there. And then the next single is going to be called 90s Vibrations. It's a dope, like 90s, like Maxwell-ish type of vibe with some hip-hop splashes on it. That'll be available. It's available right now, but the video will be coming next month. And again, we continue to work and chill. Thanks for having me. Shout out to the network. And I look forward to working with y'all again.
Now, before we get out of here, I always ask one question to all of my people coming on, and that's why they're smiling. You know, it's just one question, and you probably have heard it on the radio when I submit the things, but I gotta ask you, Infamous, what is the craziest thing that you have ever experienced, whether it be in the radio world or whether it be in the studio or on stage? Now, remember, we're on live TV. So the craziest thing that you've ever seen or experienced.
There's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot. I'll tell you what is the craziest experience that I ever experienced. It's assuming that a musician was one way and they weren't. And that alone is not only a crazy experience, but it's a super letdown, because through their music, they're telling us that they're one way and they're nothing like that at all.
Right.
Like, don't let that fly over your head. You know what I mean? Because that right there it's almost traumatic. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you thought Smokey Robinson was one way or James Brown was one way, but they're nothing like that at all. You know what I'm saying?
Are you saying artistically or personality wise?
Personality wise.
Okay.
And artistically as well, because as you start to get behind the scenes, you start to realize that a lot of artists don't even create the music that they put out. And then you assume, you gotta remember, like we're all older, so we come from an era where we knew our artists without ever meeting our artists, right? We felt like we knew them. So imagine the artists that you looked up to, you listen to every single day, and when you meet them, they are nothing like that. They're just the complete opposite. It's almost like you feel like you've been lied to, you know. And that to me, there's nothing more crazy than that. You know what I'm saying? That is just the most craziest thing. But besides that, another thing, I almost got to a fist fight with DMX in Maine. So, it's a fact. DMX,
that's a crazy moment.
Yeah. That was something real that happened. Like, he told me to step outside, and then I went outside because it was a long story. He didn't want to perform basically on the show, and I stepped outside with him, and then all the Rough Riders surrounded me. But this time I was booking shows, so I was bringing a lot of artists up into New England, which is like Maine, Connecticut, like that area. And the white boys up there, they were used to seeing me up there. I was bringing Fetty Wap, I was bringing Method Man Reggae. So as soon as they were starting to get aggressive with me, I seen the white guys up there. They go into their car and getting their pistols. And I told X, I said, I was like, yo, X, like, I know X. I'm like, yo, X, if you swing, it's gonna end up bad for you. Just go perform, brother. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he ended up performing. It ended up good, but that was crazy. To even be in a situation like that with DMX was crazy.
Yeah. Well, tell everybody your social medias, all that good stuff, and where they can find what have you.
Yeah, follow me at the Infamous Amadeuz, all social media platforms. Make sure you listen to me on SiriusXM Shade 45 every single Thursday, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. And most importantly, download, stream, support my album Any Day Now, the sequel available right now.
And you can also catch them on Boom Bap Nation, as well. Was that every Thursday, every other Thursday?
Yeah, every other Thursday. Every Thursday at 9 p.m. on Boom Bap Nation. And of course, catch my FM radio show, The Infamous Hour. I'm with Chillin', Wisconsin on Monday. I'm in Pennsylvania Sunday. Just go to my social media. You'll see all the places that my FM show airs.
Fantastic.
Any last questions, anyone, before we
Well, I'm so glad that I got the correct spelling, and he put it up on the screen of his name. That's a big one.
Yeah, it is. a lot of people say it wrong. They be like Amadeuz, or like they be like Amadeuz. Like, that happens to me all the time. I did MTV yesterday morning, and it was like Amadeuz, and I'm like, bro, it's Amadeuz. Like, bro, we on MTV. Come on, man. That's cool though.
All right.
Well, hey, you know, I really appreciate your time, DJ Inf. I know you got a lot going on, so it's just an honor to have you on here, you know. And, man, if you know what it is, if you need anything from us, you know we got you.
I appreciate it.
You know, but, yeah, make sure you all go and you check out that single, Forever Amadeuz. You know, support it, buy it. Download it. Go check out the video on YouTube. The whole 9 yards. You know, we would play it right now here for you, but there's a couple of things on there. I think the network will be mad at me about.
Over. Yeah, it's over.
So you guys, make sure you go. You support it. Man, this is a close friend of mine. He's been teaching me a lot. And in the radio world, and we continue to work hand in hand. So you will see him again. Yes. So with that being said, guys, DJ Despair, salute. Huge salute. and you already know DBoss. I love you, Queen. Hey, and hey, DJ Inphamus, I'll be seeing you a little bit later, my brother.
That's right. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. And remember, when you're in the grocery store and you're buying them stale eggs and your wife looks at you and she says, "What are you doing?" You say, "Babe, let's just talk it out."
It's about the time to talk it out.